Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: swim, little fish, swim. So we are at the pool this weekend. As we went to the lake, there's also a pool at the lake, and Watson was practicing his swimming. Now, Watson is 5 years old, and what he wants to do is he wants to be able to swim to the other side of the pool, and quite frankly, the kid just wants to swim because he's a little fish. And so when he does this, so he wants Daddy to get in the water, and he wants to swim to Daddy. And this is playing, which is really cool to me. It's the same thing with Wyatt when he was this age. Wyatt still, at 7 years old, wants to swim to me. It's like really cool because exercise is play, which I think is awesome. And so what Watson does, though, is that he'll pull me in the pool, and there is, basically, I want you to kind of visualize this, and it's a really big pool, and there is a small kids, not small, but there's a kids area, and it's probably up around, I'm guessing right at 3 feet. And then you walk down 2 steps, and it takes you to a 4-foot part. And then if you go left down the pool, there's 4.5 feet. And if you take another left, it's almost like a horseshoe. Another left, it's 7 feet. So Watson and I are staying down at the 3 to 4 foot section. Now, what he's done, though, is he's in the 4-foot side. And there is a bench in the water. Super cool, right? You can sit in the water when it's hot outside, just chill, hang out. And what he can do, though, is he can actually stand on the step and then jump in the water and swim towards me. So he's not jumping off of the deck, I guess. He's actually jumping off of the bench. And what he does is he places me in a position in the water. Now, this is probably about 5 feet away, so there's still probably about 20 feet to go to get to the other side. And so I'm at 5 feet away, and he jumps in and he swims towards me. You can just see the excitement in his face. And when he's standing on that step, he's looking at me like, you can see a little kid, he's looking at me like, oh shit. Like, Daddy, stay right there, Daddy. Okay. And then he swims to me and just so excited. And I give him a hug and a high five. Way to go, buddy. And then he swims back and I take just a little bit of a step backwards. Not enough that it's super noticeable, but enough that I know it's a difference. And then he jumps in and starts swimming to me again. And he's swimming and pushing his hands and pushing his feet and pushing his hands and pushing his feet. Boom, he gets to me. It's a high five and a hug. Way to go, buddy. And then I start to walk him back. He says, no, Daddy, I want to swim back. So he swims back. And then I move back a little bit more. And I keep doing this for a couple of times until finally I just keep moving while he's swimming. Keep going, buddy. You got this. Keep going, buddy. You got this. Keep going, buddy. Swim, little fish, swim. Swim, little fish, swim. Keep going, buddy. You got this, until finally he can touch down, foot on the step. The crowd goes crazy. Well, Daddy does. Daddy goes crazy, and Watson did it. He swam to the other side of the pool. We are hugging and high-fiving. He is smiling and beaming from ear to ear. Now, I want you to think about this because there's so many stories that we could take away from this. But I am going to take this position on this particular podcast, and that is stacking of victories. So many times in life, people give up. People give up because maybe they set a target that they try for it once or twice, they don't hit it, and they just give up. I want you to think of being a child and swimming. They jump in the water and they're trying to learn to swim, and sometimes, bloop, they go under. They don't give up. What do they want to do? They want to keep trying. They want to learn how to swim. And so I want you also to look at this, that we stacked victories here. And I believe this is the most important part of this. You know, he stacked a victory by saying, Daddy, I want you to stand here. And it's like 5 feet away. And so he swims to me and he gets a victory. And you can see his face beaming in excitement. And then he swims back. And then I move back a little. He knows that I've moved back a little bit. He can tell there's a difference. But he jumps in and he keeps swimming. And he gets another victory. And this time he went a little bit farther. And then he swims back to his start point to swim out to me again. Another victory. And then I keep walking as he swims with me, as he just keeps swimming like a little fish and gets to the other side. He stacked victories. He built himself up with confidence by stacking victories. So many times, people give up because they're not looking at the victories that are right in front of them. There's a reason when we set goals that we talk about breaking them down into micro goals or micro targets, because it's so important to hit targets and goals along the way. But it's also equally important for you to do what? Acknowledge it. You've got to acknowledge that you've hit that target or hit that goal. You have to acknowledge it each step of the way. And what you start to do is you stack your victories. And if I go through this and I'm victory stacking all along the way, I build confidence, I build certainty, I build momentum. But if you're not paying attention to the victories that you build along the way, it's easy to get thrown off track when negativity sets in. It's easy to get thrown off track when you have a challenge. And that's because most people don't process enough to look at the victories that they have. Notice I'm not saying small victory. I'm not saying big victory. I'm saying victories, folks. So take a look at your life right now. Is there an area in your life right now where you're feeling frustrated, where like, man, I just don't feel like I'm on track to hit my target? Take a look at the victories that you have had. Start to victory stack your life. Look at your body, look at your being, look at your balance, look at your business, and just victory stack. Look at what you have done. Look at where you are based on what you have done right now. And that's your current circumstances, right? This is where I'm at right now, but what are the victories that I had to do to get there? Start to victory stack today, and it is going to help you to create momentum. It is going to help you to create certainty. It is going to help you to create fire and passion, because it's so easy if we don't look at the victories, it's super easy to get burned out and stop doing what you were doing in the first place. And you know what? You're better than that. You got this. And the best way to keep yourself on track is to make sure that you are victory stacking along the way, so you can make sure that you see that the work that you're putting in is not wasted work. It is just another step on the journey to you hitting your goals along the way. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you head on to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. I'd love it if you rate, review, or even subscribe to the podcast. If you haven't already, be a shocker if you haven't. And then finally, make sure you head on over to commitandgo.com. Check it out, commitandgo.com. Check out the site. Find out a little bit more about what I'm all about. And look, if you ever have a question, just shoot me a friggin' email, man. Dr. Troy, DRTROY @commitandgo.com. More than happy to answer any questions that you might have. And hey, maybe we can even have a conversation about what it would take to work in my neck of the woods. That's all I've got for you here today. I'm Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.